Thank you all for joining our team call. We have Miss Debbie Darby joining us tonight. She is an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And Debbie's going to talk to us about a few things that she has prepared, especially that go for no mentality that we all need a reminder of. So I'm really excited to see what she has as far as her product and her business testimony and what she can bring to our team and the value she can add to us. So I guess, Debbie, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, what is the craziest dream you could ever imagine in your whole world? What's the craziest dream you could come up with? Well, okay, I'm going to read to you from the first page of something that I created that was the craziest dream I ever came up with. And here's this book I created. And I'm going to read you the first page of it. And the title is Italy. Dream. Dream big. And that's how our magical adventure began. I'm blessed with amazing daughters-in-law, daughters-in-love, as they say. I love them. I love being with them. I love talking to them. I love the privilege of sharing their lives. And they love my boys. Answered prayer to dream big. Easy then to dream of experiencing the wonders of Italy, my dream trip with Andrea and Mel. 1 year before packing our bags, we set the date. In essence, our trip began that day. We planned, we researched, we spent hours talking. My dream became our dream. But nothing prepared us for the magnificence and majesty of Italy. This journey far surpassed anything we could even dare to dream. There's nothing I would change. The imperfections only serve to enhance our story. And the three of us, we have a connection that will never end, and it belongs just to us. Dreams absolutely do come true. So I have the most amazing two boys that a mom could ever hope for. And I'm married to the greatest guy on earth. And he keeps me grounded and he keeps me safe. At the time of this, we had 4 grandkids. So this couldn't have happened without our men. Okay, so why do I tell you this story? It's because our trip began small. It was just an idea. It was just a vision and a hope and a dream. And none of us had ever been to Europe. And so, gosh, how in the world could the 3 of us get to Europe? I mean, what if we got attacked while we were there? How in the world would we get there? Where would the money come from to get there and spend 10 days? What about the kids? How would we know where to go? Where would we stay? What if? There were all these fears that really wanted to sabotage our trip. But what if we let our fears stop us? And I can tell you that the dream of a lifetime, these 10 days that were the most glorious days of my life, would have never happened if I had let those fears stop me. Because dreams do come true. This is proof. It says our Italy, and it says Mel, Andrea, and Debbie, and this is a picture of us in Italy. Can you believe we got to do that? So you all joined Plexus with a dream, right? You joined with this vision of what you wanted Plexus to do for you, what you wanted this business to do for you. This dream needs to be so real to you that you feel it in your gut. I mean, deep in your gut. And you can start visualizing it happening. But those dreams come in a package. And in that package are the fears, the anxieties, the doubts, and the questions. Can it happen? Is it going to happen? So if you knew on the front end, if I could tell you guys right now, there's going to be a day when you're going to be wherever it is you want to be, whether it's an emerald, a diamond, your dream vacation, a stay-at-home mom, whatever it is. If I could tell you right now that your dream was going to come true at some point, would it be worth the fears, the anxieties, the questions, and the doubts? Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about my story. Starting next month, that's my 4-year Plexiversary next month, 4 years. Can't believe it. It's gone so fast. So joined in April of 2013, and I still remember, I was in my car driving around, and I did just what I tell my kids not to do. I was reading Facebook while I was driving, and Suzanne Clinton had posted about plexus. If y'all don't know Suzanne, she is 2 levels above me, and she's a diamond senior ruby, I think. Anyway, so she posted about plexus, and at that point, all we knew was weight loss. Plexus Slim. What the heck's Plexus Slim? I had no clue. But like most of us, I wanted to lose weight. 8 pounds. Let me lose 8 pounds. And so I got a hold of Suzanne and said, okay, I want to try it. Now, I'm from that generation that doesn't research. So I'm like, hey, I don't care what's in it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. We'll just move on. So I got a hold of my daughter-in-law, who is Mel, and I don't know if you all know her, but she's right above me, Melissa Darby, and she's a diamond. And so Mel and I, we're kind of joined at the hip. We're kindred spirits. And so we're like, okay, yeah, let's do this together. Well, what I'd found out was that Nathan, who is my son, and if you don't know his story, you need to know his story. It's pretty amazing. He was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic when he was 8. So we lived with needles, blood checkers for years and years and years. And he had been to the doctor pre-plexus about 2 or 3 months before, and the doctor had told him it's not if, it's when your body gives out. He was a train wreck waiting to happen. And so I call my daughter-in-law Mel. And so Mel jumped on to see if it would help Nathan. Well, I ordered the products, and then I kind of looked over at my hubby. And my hubby is an apple. He's got that weight in the middle, you know what I'm talking about? And if you're an apple, that's indicative of possible heart problems. Well, there's heart problems and diabetes in my family, both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. So I'm like, will you try it? Will you try it? Now, he is the most skeptical person ever in the whole world. And he's like, yeah, maybe, we'll see. So I ordered it for him, and he and I both got on the products, and we were quick studies. Honestly, we both lost weight quickly. His high cholesterol came down, his high blood pressure came down. And then I looked at Nathan, my baby boy, and he was losing weight. And he's my kid, but he is hot. He is so cute. He is, what can I say? So, but he had a little teeny fluff, but he lost 40 pounds. And his A1C quickly got better than it had been in probably 15 years. And he's on the pump, and he is now taking half the insulin that he was taking. And for this mama, Plexus has added years to my baby's life. So I started off, and my purpose was to lose a few pounds. Then my husband started doing okay, and then Nathan, and my purpose was family to get healthy. Okay, so Mel and I jumped in. I was too stupid to think that everybody and their brother didn't want Plexus. So I'm emailing and I'm messaging and I'm calling all the family and saying, you got to do this. And I got 14 customers my first month. So I know, pretty amazing. Wait till you hear this. So Mel and I are thinking, okay, we're going to start a team, or not a team. We're going to do this. We knew nothing about team. And I got my first check. That was back when they mailed checks, and I opened up that baby, and it was $975. Oh, yeah. I mean, holy freaking cow. I was pumped. And so that's when Mel and I thought, okay, we can do this. We can try to make this baby happen. So we became the Darby team. Now, that was back in the day. There was no Zoom. Nobody did conference calls. There was no training, none, zero. I got 1 or 2 emails from Celeste Twin, who's my upline. I might have gotten an email from Suzanne. I'm not even sure about that. We had nothing but passion and belief. We weren't even sure what we believed in. It was because we got a check. That's what caused us to believe. So we started going for it. Now, let me tell you a little bit about me too. I'm a cancer survivor. When I was 47 years old, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And yeah, I am almost 20 years out, but let me tell you, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was that life-changing for me. It's the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. I was young, and I didn't know whether I was going to live or I was going to die. And so it was terrifying. So between that, and I have a thyroid disease, I have Graves' disease, but they overkilled my thyroid with radioactive iodine. So now I am hypothyroid. So it did become about my health too, between me and, I didn't tell you too. My husband's brother died from type 1 diabetes in his early 40s, leaving a young daughter. So Nathan's health was even that much more important to me because of losing my brother-in-law at a very young age. So I went from, my purpose is to lose a few pounds. Then it's to get the family healthy. Then I get the check and it's like, let's go for it. And over time, 4 years now, my purpose has totally changed. And my purpose is purpose. My passion is you guys, your age, young moms, young wives. And that was my passion long before Plexus. I had to work as a young mom because we had a business that went belly up and bankrupt. And I had to go to work. I never wanted to be a working mom. All I wanted to do was be home with my boys. And I cried a lot. And for you mamas that have a dream to be home, that's my passion. To come alongside your husbands and be what you need to be for them. To have the best marriages and be the best mom you can. That's my passion. And Plexus has been such an amazing tool that God has used for me to be able to realize my passion and my dream. So Mel and I started the Darby team, and we knew nothing about team or ambassadors. We couldn't understand why anybody wanted to start a team. Good grief, I made $975 off of customers. How much better can it get? But we started learning, and we started the Darby team, and it grew and grew and grew. Now, Mel is a diamond above me. If I'd signed up before her, you know what it would have looked like, but that isn't what happened. So I'm the emerald under her. But we get to do it together. We get to travel together. And we're kindred spirits. We do it all together. So that has been one of the huge, unexpected blessings of Plexus for me. So All right, now I'm going to move on. I may go back and hit some of that some, but I'm going to move on a little bit. Okay, if you guys could travel to the future, let's say 10 years from now, and you could be a healthier you, and your dreams could be either coming true or already true, what would need to happen between now and then? Okay. I'm gonna take a good educated guess. And my guess is those fears, the anxieties, the doubts, and the questions that I was talking about earlier, that you would have to face those head on. Now, Melissa told me that several of you guys are new to this business. So I want you to really listen, sort of newish, or maybe not silver yet, or silver, working on gold, whatever. At any rate, okay, I get that. I got plenty of those on my team too. Remind me to tell you about how long it took me to get to Emerald. Don't let me forget that one. But, okay, so you guys are working your way to your dream, okay? So I want to help you change your view of your business and how the outcome can be different. So we think in our Plexus world that the absolute most powerful word is yes. It's not. I'm going to give you a clue here. The most powerful word in our business is no. That doesn't sound right. Okay, what do you do when you hear the word no? What comes to mind when you hear the word no? Yeah, like, duh, you're saying no to me? Okay, if you've been doing this business for a while and you're either still working on silver or you're working your buns off to get to gold, then those no's sabotage you. You start these things in your head. Okay, what was I thinking when I joined up? What is this something I really should be doing? Do I really have what it takes? I'm really lousy at this. Look at everybody else who's succeeding. Why am I not? This probably isn't for me. And then what do you do when you hear the word no? Close your computer and head out. Maybe go shopping. Just get the heck out of there. So no causes us to want to run. There's kind of that fight or flight, and most of us have flight rather than fight. So how you respond to the word no plays a huge part in your success. Your relationship there is going to determine a lot of your success. Is it your obstacle, or can it be your greatest asset? Okay, most of you guys have kids. What do your kids do when you tell them no? Well, if you're like my kids or my grandkids, they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, right? Right. No means next to nothing to them. They just keep moving. They're not fazed by it. Think about how many failures they had to go through to learn how to tie their shoes or to ride a bike. Think about you. How many times did it take you of dating guys to get to the right one? You gotta go through the failures to get to the successes. Okay, so we live in a go for yes world. But when you look for your validation through those yeses or nos, what happens? That roller coaster. Have any of you guys been on the roller coaster yet? It stinks, doesn't it? I've been on it plenty of times, and I've wanted to jump off at the top plenty of times. So I get it. You are speaking my language when you say yeah. But what if we could take those failures and turn them into your success? What if you started your business day going for no's instead of yeses? Okay, here's the key. Yes is the destination, but no is how you're going to get there. So let's think about your Plexus business. Here's you right here. Okay, you think you're going towards success. Here's success. Well, if you're going towards success, Here's failure over here. You're moving away from failure, right? In order for you to get to success, you've got to move away from failure. Well, I want you to change how you look at it, because that's wrong. Here you are. Here's success. You got to work through the failures to get to success. Think about any of your successes in life. Any of them. You had to go through no's, failures, rejections to get to that success. And how much sweeter is that success when you have experienced those no's and those failures? Because those no's and those failures are what sharpen you, are what teach you. That's where you do the real learning, is by going through those failures. So here's your destination, that success. But you're going to have to go through these no's and these failures to get there. Okay, so here's a few concepts I want you to think about. First is the no quotient. What's your no quotient? How willing are you to fail? And how many times are you willing to fail to get to your success? All those movers and shakers, I'm telling you, they heard no a lot. If you're going to convention and you see those diamonds and those sapphires and those emeralds walking across that stage, they've heard no more than you have. They've experienced failures more than you have. So we want you to fail your way to success. We operate with those yes goals. We always do. How many ambassadors have you added? How many customers have you added? All of those are yes goals. But what if we work toward the no goals and we operate with a failure quota? And the beauty of this is the yeses are going to start coming automatically if you're going for no's. Okay, concept number 2. Focus on quantity first and quality second of your sales and recruiting. Quantity is how many times you tell your story. Quality is how good your story is, the knowledge and of the business, your knowledge of the products, all the research you've done. That's your quality. Guys, the absolute worst presentation in the world is going to be so much more successful than the best presentation ever, full of research, full of knowledge that hardly ever gets told. So, you know what? How many times have y'all heard it? I want to get all the products, I want to check them out, and I want to see how they do for me, and then we'll see if I'm ready to tell about it. Ad nauseum, right? That's right. So none of us are going to be ready enough. Even here I am doing this call, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this call. I am not ready enough to do this call, but I'm doing it. And you don't know whether it's what I really intended to say or not. It doesn't matter. I am getting a point across with you guys. And it's like I told you, when I talked on that stage, I seriously wanted to throw up. But because I've talked so many times, I am really not that nervous anymore. Yeah, I am a little bit nervous, but not that much anymore because I've had to do it over and over and over. Okay, you want to tell your stories as many times as possible. And remember the 4 SWs. Some will, some won't, so what? Someone's waiting. Some will, some won't, so what? Someone's waiting. And every single person you talk to will fall somewhere in that category. I want you to be proud of your no's, because you know what? When you're getting no's, that means you're in action. You're doing something. Okay, last concept is concept number 3. You've heard this a bunch of times. No doesn't mean never. It just means not yet. But I'm going to give you some statistics here. 44% of people me as an ambassador, if I'm talking to a potential, give up after hearing their first no. They go, okay, that's it. I'm not going to go back to them. The no feels lousy, not going back to them. 44% of us give up. 22% more give up after hearing their second no. 14% more give up here after hearing their third no. And 12% more give up after hearing their fourth no, which means that 92% of us have given up after hearing 4 no's. But this is what's key. 60% of all customers say no 4 times before they finally say yes. So you know what that means? Number 5 is the magic number. And that small percent that's left, 8%, are hitting that sweet spot of that 5th no. They're the persistent ones who don't let the no's define them. Okay, so we think, oh, following up those people, they think I'm harassing them, I'm bugging them. But you know what? I've been doing this 4 years. I cannot tell you how many people have come back to me after maybe it's been 6 months or even a year, but I will at this point every 3 months or 6 months just text them and go, hey, I'm not pestering you, but just want you to know I'm still here, would love to talk to you. And they come on. Does it always happen? No. But a lot of times it's after all those follow-ups over and over and over. And y'all, I hate to do follow-ups. Some people love it. I hate it. It is the noose around my neck. I have to force myself to do it. And I do it. A lot of times reluctantly, but I do it. Okay. So, one thing I want you to know is I'm not focusing on the money you're getting, although that is really nice, guys. The more people we talk to, the more people that we can even get to say no, the more people that we get to say yes, that's the more people that we are representing life change. We're getting the word out. And you know what? We're still brand new. The word's going to get out. And it might as well be you getting them, because if you don't, somebody else is. Going for no is all about serving others, and most of us give up way too soon. If you're not failing enough, you're not hearing enough no's. I want you to remember, yes is the destination, but no's how you get there. Okay, I'm going to finish up real quick. Oh, I know I'm going too long. But real quick, about your story. What makes you different than any other Plexus ambassador? You get on Facebook, and there are a million Facebook posts about Plexus. So why is somebody going to choose you? And this is where I want you to really think about your story. You are not pitching Plexus. You are pitching how you can solve somebody's problem. You hear me? We're not pitching Plexus. We are pitching solving problems. Do you ever get on Facebook to buy mascara? Oh yeah, let's get on Facebook because I want to buy some mascara. I'm going to look for it. No, never. You get on Facebook to be entertained, for motivation, to be informed. People are not getting on Facebook to buy your Plexus. They are getting on Facebook to connect with you. So think about your target audience. Who is that? How can you connect to them? Is it because you have more energy? You're sleeping better. You know how they feel to get home from carpool. Oh my gosh, it's one more soccer game that you've got to go to. You want them to look at your post and think, that you are talking straight to them. So think about how you're posting. Your mess is your message. Get it? Okay, so you're going to connect to the heart. Okay, you know what? I'm through. And I just blah, blah, blah. So I am so ready to take questions. If anybody has questions.
I believe Kimberly has one.
I do.
Go, Kimberly.
Oh my gosh. Debbie, you are a rock star. No wonder you're Emerald. Like, seriously, I have 2 pages of chicken scratch, and I'm going to have to go back and, like, re-watch this to write even more notes. But I did. You were amazing. You did great. I did want to get your take on team morale and team involvement. So if you could touch on that a little bit, on like the team aspect and how you kind of operate within your team and how you get people excited, because your enthusiasm, like, you just have so much life and energy in everything that you talk about. I love it. So I would love to get your take on that.
You're a sweetheart. You know what? I deal with the same things you deal with. And I talk to my leaders about the same things. Okay, the momentum is down. How are we going to get it up? And one thing that I did do in January, we all, when I started, we were kind of told, start your own team pages when you get gold. Well, I had so many leaders who started their team pages, and as I would get on there was no response. There was so little going on. So in January, we went back to 1 page, and I closed down my big page. One team kept their page going, but the rest of them, we got all on our team, so that there is a lot more interaction now. And people don't feel like they're one voice speaking out. They're more of team aspect. I think we have an amazing culture. And one thing I did do long ago is start a Facebook thread of my leaders. And it started off with maybe 8 people. And we don't use it as much anymore, but it grew to probably 60 people. And that became a place where we could talk, not just Plexus, but it was about life, about our kids. If somebody was doing something great, we go, way to go. If somebody wanted to cuss, they did, and there was no judgment. I mean, it was just a place where we loved on each other, but we celebrated what everybody's life too, what was going on. It was more like talking to girlfriends. Now, here's what did happen over time, because we had that thread going strong for a couple of years, strong. But what happened is we got so comfy that people got comfy in not moving forward because others weren't moving forward. And so that's really part of why it stopped, is we all really realized that if I wasn't doing anything and I saw so-and-so wasn't doing anything, it made me feel okay. Do you see what I'm saying? So it lost its effectiveness over time, but for that period of time, it was more effective than my team page. And people just got added to it as we knew they wanted it, as we knew they were leading, and somebody would invite people in. So that was I am great friends with some of my level 6 and 7s. I talk to some of my level 6 almost every week for sure. And so my team, I've got like 1,700 people on my team. Now, lots are white lines, but my team is still to where I feel like I can be close to not just my level 1 through 3. I'm close to my lower levels too. So I think us getting on the page and and getting team involved. I love it when my team is up front. If they're talking in a call, or if I'm asked, or if they're leading a post for some reason, the more you can get your people to lead, the more ownership they'll take of it. Get the skin in the game, take the ownership. So I don't know if that answers your question. There's not a magic way. I've had to, as time changes and things change, we change. Right now, it feels like things are better this month, but last month I thought we were going to be in huge momentum, and we weren't. So I deal with what you deal with, but I am a blue. If you've done the colors, I'm all about fun. If it's not fun, I'm out of there. I got better things to do. I saw him. Woo! That is
We're running out of time. We got less than a minute left, so.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
We appreciate your time. We thank you so much, Debbie. I just love your energy too. Kimberly's right.
Aw, thank you. And you guys, it took me 26 months to get to Emerald.